My beloved child, do you know what has reached my ears? Your name. Yes, your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. It was not whispered with pity. It was not mentioned in passing. It was carried in with reverence by my holy messengers, the angels who minister before me day and night. They entered my presence clothed in urgency and honor to speak of you. And as they stood before me, heaven became still. Because when your name is spoken, I listen. You, my child, who have walked through days filled with invisible battles. You who have worn a smile to mask the tremble in your spirit. You who rise while still weary and keep going when the road ahead feels endless. Do you think I have not seen? Do you believe I have looked away? No. I am the God who sees, the one who watches in silence, the Father who counts even your sighs. And today, I break my silence not because I've been far, but because now is the time to draw you nearer than ever. The world has spoken lies over you. The enemy has sown seeds of despair. But I, the Lord your God, speak truth over you now. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not failing. You are being formed. The shaking is not the end. It is the beginning. The fire is not to consume you, but to refine you. I have dispatched 3 of my mightiest angels to encamp around you. They do not stand idly. They are fighting for you even now. One stands at your side to strengthen your body. One guards your soul from the arrows of doubt. One ministers to your spirit, stirring your remembrance of my voice. You are covered from every angle. Heaven is surrounding you. Listen carefully. This is not just another word of comfort. This is an announcement in the Spirit. The battle you are in has been recognized by heaven. You have not imagined it. The weariness, the resistance, the pressing on all sides, it has been weighed. And I, the Lord, have declared enough. Now comes my intervention. Now comes my movement. Stop. Listen. I am not a silent God. I am not a far-off king. I am your Father, and I am speaking to you now because I love you with an everlasting love. You have endured long, my child. But this is not the season to collapse. This is the season to rise. You are not here by accident. You are not hearing this by chance. I orchestrated this moment to meet you where you are and to awaken you again to the truth. You are mine. I saw you when no one else did, when you cried in hidden places, when you held on to hope with nothing but trembling hands, when you praised me in the silence of unanswered prayers. I gathered every one of those moments. I wove them into a banner over your life, a banner that reads, Beloved, chosen, mine. And even when your strength seemed to fade, even when your faith flickered like a candle in a storm, I was never far. I was right there, breathing over the flame, refusing to let it go out. Do you feel that stirring now? That is me. That is the call of heaven pulling you back to center. Now is not the time to withdraw. Now is the time to listen. Now is the time to believe again. I am not finished. I am just beginning. My child, every battle you have faced in secret has not gone unnoticed. The long nights when sleep escaped you and you laid in silence with questions too deep for words, those moments have echoed before my throne. The pressure you carry in your chest, the weight behind your eyes, the weariness you try to hide with strength, I have seen it all. And I say to you, not 1 second of your suffering has been wasted. You have not endured in vain. Heaven has responded. There are battles raging around you that your natural eyes cannot see. Not every war sounds like chaos or feels like thunder. Some come in the form of a quiet heaviness, a lingering fatigue that settles into your bones. That too is warfare. The enemy has sought not to destroy you in a moment, but to drain you over time, to make you believe that your steady endurance is meaningless. But I, the Lord, declare it is not. Your endurance is a weapon. Your quiet faith is shaking strongholds. Your refusal to let go of me even when you feel nothing is a declaration in the spirit realm that you are mine. Do not mistake my stillness for absence. Do not confuse my timing with indifference. I am not late. I am deliberate. And when I move, nothing can stop me. I have heard your whispers in the night. I have collected your tears. I have recorded your prayers, even the ones without words, and I have sent my angels to war on your behalf. The enemy has overplayed his hand. He thought you would give up. He thought you would walk away. But here you are, still listening, still seeking, still hoping. And because of that, I am releasing a new wave of strength into your soul. Not the kind that comes from adrenaline or emotion, but the kind that rises from my spirit within you. You will not only survive this, you will overcome it. You will rise from the ashes not as someone barely breathing, but as someone crowned with glory and marked with fire. My angels are not passive beings. They are fierce and focused. They surround you right now, defending you from what you do not see, breaking assignments sent to destroy you, covering your mind when confusion tries to enter, and lifting your spirit when despair knocks on your door. They are messengers, yes, but they are also warriors. And they fight with power straight from my throne. They do not grow tired. They do not hesitate. They act at my word. And I have spoken, protect this one, guard this one, strengthen this one, for they are mine. Let that truth settle in your spirit. Let it be the bedrock under your feet. You are not at the mercy of life's circumstances. You are in the hands of a God who commands angels concerning you. You are surrounded. You are upheld. You are being carried not by chance but by divine strategy. And this, my child, is only the beginning of what I will reveal. My child, I know how often you've been told that you're too much or not enough, too tender to survive this world, too burdened to carry anything more. They looked at your quiet soul and called it weakness. They saw your tears and misunderstood your strength. But I, the Lord your God, say to you today, you are not fragile. You are forged through fire, molded in mystery, strengthened in secret places where no one else was watching but me. You are not breaking. You are becoming. Every time you chose love when bitterness was easier, every time you kept walking when sitting in defeat felt more reasonable, you were being refined. Each trial did not steal your strength, it revealed it. You are not a delicate thing to be handled carefully. You are my vessel of honor, tempered like steel in the furnace of affliction, like gold purified 7 times in the fire. Do you not see the very suffering you've been afraid of is the same process I used with Moses, with Joseph, with Esther, with my own son? You say I feel too weak, and I say, that's where my power rests. You whisper, I'm not as strong as them, and I declare, you are walking a path no one else was asked to walk. You think you are failing because the journey feels hard. But I say to you, the hardness does not mean you're off course. It means you're being shaped for a holy calling. I don't need you to be impressive. I need you to be yielded. I don't need performance. I need surrender. Stop comparing your strength to what others carry. You were never made to wear Saul's armor. I have given you what you need for your Goliath, and I have not sent you empty-handed. Within you there is an authority you have not yet fully discovered. A courage born not of impulse but of communion. A boldness that rises not from pride but from my presence. This strength does not shout. It stands still. It does not boast. It abides. And through that abiding you will overcome. My angels look upon you with awe, not because of your power, but because of your posture. They witness how you keep choosing me in weakness, how you lift your eyes when everything tells you to bow to fear. They report to me not your flaws, but your faith. They stand around you now as witnesses and protectors of a destiny still unfolding. And I remind you, beloved, you are being formed, not forgotten. Even my son, when he knelt in Gethsemane, sweating blood in the Garden of Decision, was not spared the pressing. But in that pressing came the power of resurrection, and so it will be with you. The pain you feel is not pointless. The silence you endure is not abandonment. It is the shaping of a vessel that will carry glory. And when this pressing is done, you will emerge not broken but burning, not depleted but anointed, not lost but led by fire. My child, I never asked you to carry so much. I never required you to hold it all together, to hold your breath while life weighed down on your chest. Somewhere along the way, you began to believe that your worth was measured by how well you endured pain without showing it. But that is not my way. I am not the one who told you to hide your tears. I am not the one who taught you to prove your value through exhaustion. I am the God who calls you to rest in me, to release, to breathe deeply in the presence of grace. I see you dragging burdens you were never meant to lift. You carry the weight of everyone's expectations. You carry the shame of your past, the fear of your future, the pressure to be strong when all you want is to be held. And today I say to you, lay it down. You are not built to carry the world. That is why I sent my Son to carry it for you. That is why I sent my angels to minister to you in your weakness. That is why I speak now to break the lie that says your value is in your striving. You think that surrender means giving up, but no, beloved, surrender is trust. Surrender is strength redefined. Surrender is stepping out of the driver's seat and letting me steer the path you cannot map. I am not disappointed in you. I am not tallying your stumbles. I am watching your heart, and I see that it longs for me even in its fatigue. And because of that, I will not let you fall. I will lift you again and again. Let my angels do what they were assigned to do. Let them fight battles you cannot see. Let them bring the rest your bones cry out for. You do not need to prove anything to me. My Son already proved your worth when he spread his arms on the cross. Now all I ask is that you receive, that you rest, that you let me be your covering and your shield. I do not need your perfection. I long for your presence. Not the put-together version of you, the real you, the tired you, the doubting you, the you that wants to believe but feels numb. That's the you I came for. Remember Elijah when he sat under the broom tree and said, "It is enough, I did not rebuke him. I sent an angel with bread. I let him sleep. I gave him what he needed, not what he thought he should be. And I say to you now, just like I said to him, get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you without me. Let me nourish you. Let my spirit restore what life has drained. Lay down what I never asked you to carry and rise with nothing but me in your hands. I am enough for you. I have always been enough. My child, do you know what surrounds you right now? Not just air, not just silence, but power. My angels are not some poetic thought reserved for holy books and ancient stories. They are present, real, and active in this very moment of your life. You may not feel their wings brushing your shoulders or hear the echo of their footsteps, but they are moving. They are working. They are defending the sacred ground I've marked around your life. You are not walking through your days alone. I have assigned my angels to walk beside you, silent sentinels of light guardians who carry my will and enforce my word. When you were unaware, they were shielding you. When the enemy set traps in secret, they were there to dismantle them. You thought the delay was random, the detour inconvenient, but often that disruption was the hand of a heavenly being intervening. What you called coincidence, I call divine orchestration. My angels do not slumber. They do not hesitate. They respond immediately to my command, and when I say, protect my child, they do so without question. There have been nights when fear crept close, whispering that you were alone in the darkness. But I remind you now, darkness cannot dwell where my presence abides. My angels stand as a perimeter of fire around you, a wall invisible to your eyes, but impenetrable by the enemy. Even when you sleep, they do not. Even when you are too tired to pray, they carry your groans before my throne. They bring me your sighs and speak on your behalf when words escape you. This is not fantasy. This is my design. Look through eyes of faith, my beloved. What you see with your natural sight is only a fragment. But in the spirit, a great war has been waged over your life, and you are not without defense. I have released Michael and his army over my people before, and I will do it again. I have sent angels to speak to prophets, to strengthen warriors, to lead the lost through wilderness. And I still do. Do you remember how I sent my angel to Daniel, not once but twice, to deliver strength when delay came? Do you recall how I dispatched an angel to shut the mouths of lions? So it is with you. I have not stopped moving. The same God who parted seas still sends angels to part the darkness around your mind. The same God who walked through fire with 3 faithful men in Babylon has assigned angels to walk through your flames so you will come out not even smelling of smoke. But my child, angels are not only protection, they are confirmation. They are my reminders sent from glory. When you receive peace that makes no sense, that is me. When you sense direction where there once was confusion, that is me. When you suddenly feel safe even in chaos, that is me. Through them I whisper again, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are surrounded. My child, I have not merely surrounded you with comfort, I have surrounded you with covenant. This is not a fleeting kindness, not a passing act of sympathy. What covers you is a binding promise written in blood, sealed by my Spirit and guarded by heaven. You are not covered because you earned it. You are covered because I chose you. Because before the foundations of the earth I looked ahead and said, this one is mine. And that word mine echoes louder than any accusation, any failure, any fear. Covenant means I do not withdraw when you stumble. It means I do not flinch when you confess your weakness. It means I stay even when others leave. I remain faithful when your faith feels faint. I remain near when you feel numb. You may feel unworthy, but my covenant was never built on your worthiness. It was built on my love, and my love does not falter. I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should change my mind. I have spoken, and I will act. I have promised, and I will fulfill it. My angels have not been sent simply to guard your circumstances. They are bearing witness to covenant. Every time you keep walking when you could turn back, they record it. Every time you choose integrity in secret, they report it. They see the strength you didn't even know you had. And more than that, they see what I've placed inside you. Gifts still hidden, callings yet to bloom, obedience that will one day shift the atmosphere. They are not just observing your now, they are preparing the way for your next. This covenant does not promise an easy road, but it promises a secure destiny. You will face fire, but it will refine you, not consume you. You will walk through valleys, but they will not bury you. You will be tested, but you will not be lost. Why? Because I am in covenant with you. And I do not break my word. I do not abandon those I've sealed. And I have sealed you with my Spirit, marked you with my name, and surrounded you with angels who enforce what I've declared over your life. Even when you feel nothing, covenant holds. Even when you doubt, covenant speaks louder. Even when all you can say is, God, I don't understand, covenant answers, but I do. I understand every detail, every timing, every purpose. I see from beginning to end, and what feels delayed is never denied. You are in my hand, and in my hand, nothing is wasted, nothing is random, and nothing is without redemption. My child, stop living as though you are merely surviving the moment. You are standing in a covenant. Heaven knows your name. The angels walk beside you, not just as comforters, but as enforcers of my promises. You are not covered by emotion. You are covered by eternal agreement. I have spoken, and I do not retract. I have chosen, and I do not regret it. So rise not in fear, but in faith, not in striving, but in stillness. Let covenant be your anchor. My beloved child, I see the places in you that have crumbled. I see the ruins others cannot see, the torn edges of your confidence, the shattered pieces of dreams that once felt alive in your hands. I have watched as life unraveled your certainty, as disappointment hollowed out your expectations. But hear me now. I am not afraid of the mess. I am not walking away from your broken walls. I am stepping in as the master builder, and I am rebuilding you from the inside out. Do not despise the dismantling. What feels like destruction is often preparation. What looks like collapse is often clearing. I remove what cannot sustain the weight of glory. I tear down not to harm but to restore. I know which foundations were cracked. I know what was built on the applause of men or the need to prove yourself. And in my mercy I allow those things to fall, not to shame you, but to free you. Because I love you too much to let you build your life on what will not last. You have mourned what was. You have grieved who you thought you had to be. But now I call you to lift your eyes. I am doing a new thing. I am rebuilding identity. I am restoring confidence, not the kind rooted in performance, but in presence. You will no longer strive to be seen, for you will know you are already known. You will not beg for purpose, for I will show you that it was written over you before you were born. My angels are part of this rebuilding. They are bringing blueprints from heaven, visions you thought were lost, assignments you didn't know you were ready for. They are brushing away the ashes of your disappointment and laying fresh beams of courage board by board. They minister not only to your spirit but to your mindset. They guard your thoughts from spiraling. They push back the whispers of shame. They carry my word into the cracks of your soul like living mortar, and they do not stop until every broken place is filled. You've asked, can this place live again? And I answer you the way I answered Ezekiel in the valley of dry bones. Prophesy, child. Speak to what looks dead. Declare life over what others have buried. For I am not a God of abandonment. I am the God who rebuilds ruins, who restores what the locusts have devoured, who reclaims the inheritance you thought you forfeited. Nothing is too broken for me. In the rebuilding, I do not use shame as a tool. I use mercy. I do not wield fear. I pour grace. And I say to you, my child, the new thing I am doing will carry more glory than anything you've seen before. What I rebuild, I inhabit. What I restore, I fill with power. You will not only rise, you will stand as a living testimony. Your scars will shine. Your breath will carry authority. And your story will be a key for others still buried in the rubble. My child, I know the silence has confused you. I know you have prayed and heard no immediate reply, cried out and felt the heavens stay still. But hear me now with the ears of your spirit. The silence is not punishment, it is preparation. I am not ignoring you. I am tuning you. I am quieting the noise of your surroundings so you may finally hear the deeper frequency of my heart. In the stillness, I am crafting sensitivity. In the quiet, I am sharpening your discernment. Silence does not mean I've walked away. It means I am inviting you closer. I have never measured your growth by how loud your faith sounds, but by how still you can become in my presence. I am teaching you to trust me without evidence, to believe me without constant signs. This is not to diminish you. This is to make you immovable, because those who walk by faith and not by sight will never be thrown by what they cannot see. My angels are moving even when your eyes are blinded by circumstance. They obey not your senses but my voice. And they have been dispatched, yes, even now, to complete assignments over your life you haven't even prayed for yet. You wonder if I'm withholding answers. But child, sometimes the answers would only distract you. Sometimes I withhold the why because the who is more important. I am teaching you that knowing me is greater than understanding everything I do. Abraham followed me without a map. Moses trusted me into the unknown. Mary believed me with nothing but a word. And you, yes, you are being trained in the same faith lineage. I am making you dangerous to darkness because you no longer need noise to be secure. Do not confuse silence with distance. There are angels standing closer to you now than ever before. They are recording your faithfulness in silence. They are ministering to your soul in the deep places. They carry your whispered prayers, your silent tears, even your confused thoughts into my throne room with reverence. They speak your name with honor. They do not report failure. They report endurance. They marvel at your choice to stay, to wait, to believe when there's nothing left but belief itself. Even my son experienced the silence. Hanging on the cross, he cried, Why have you forsaken me?" And yet in that moment of perceived absence, I was accomplishing the greatest act of redemption the world would ever know. So if you feel forsaken, look again. You are being redeemed. You are being rewritten. You are being fortified for something so weighty it requires silence to be formed. The womb of promise is often wrapped in quiet. David was anointed and returned to the field. Joseph dreamed and was thrown into prison. Jesus waited 30 years before revealing who he was. The silence does not contradict the promise, it proves it. Let it do its work. Let the silence deepen your roots. Let it strip away performance. Let it make space for glory. My child, I know the thoughts that weigh heavily on your heart. You look around and feel as though you've missed something, like others have advanced while you remain stuck. You wonder, did I take a wrong turn? Did I wait too long? Did I miss the moment? But I, the Lord your God, say to you, now you are not falling behind. You are being aligned. Every delay, every detour, every door that stayed shut was not an accident. It was alignment, holy and intentional. I order the steps of the righteous. That includes steps that feel like standing still. That includes long pauses and unexpected reroutes. The world moves fast, but I am not subject to its pace. My timing is not rushed by comparison, and my purpose in you is not defeated by delay. I know exactly where you are, and I am not late. I am weaving together the threads of your calling with perfect precision. If you only knew what I was aligning on your behalf, behind the veil your heart would breathe again. Some alignments require isolation, some require silence, some require healing in places you didn't even know were fractured. But all of them are producing something eternal. You are not stuck. You are being steadied. You are not overlooked. You are being refined. And the ground beneath you is becoming solid so that what I place in your hands will not crush you but empower you. Even now, my angels are arranging things in the unseen, aligning people you've not met, opening paths not yet visible, preparing opportunities you could never manufacture on your own. They are not waiting for you to be perfect. They are moving in obedience to my word over your life. Because my word does not return void. It accomplishes what I send it to do, and I have sent my word over you. It is active. It is alive. You see slowness. I see strengthening. You see repetition. I see roots going deeper. You see others building towers, but I see you becoming a temple. And the temple must be aligned with the cornerstone. You don't need 100 open doors. You need my door. And when it opens, it will swing wide without striving. You won't have to push your way in. You will walk through it carrying the authority of one who waited well. Look at my servants of old. Noah looked like a fool building an ark under clear skies. But the flood came. Sarah laughed at the promise, but the child was born. David was anointed, then exiled. But the throne came. And you, my child, are part of the same rhythm. The waiting has not disqualified you. It has sanctified you. It has aligned your heart with mine. You have learned to hear me in the stillness, and soon you will move with clarity. So breathe deeply. Release the fear of being late. Let go of the pressure to catch up. I hold time. I redeem it. And in my hands nothing is wasted, not even this season, especially not this one. My beloved child, let me speak clearly to the aching corners of your heart. I am not punishing you. I have not withheld from you out of wrath. I have not allowed the wilderness to destroy you. What you've walked through has not been a sentence, it has been a setup for restoration. You thought you were being stripped down, but I have been clearing space, not to abandon you, but to rebuild you. I am the Lord who restores, and I restore more than what was lost. I restore with abundance. You have cried, "What did I do wrong?" But child, this is not about failure. This is about fulfillment. You are walking through territory that must be renewed before it can be inhabited. Just as I drove Israel through the wilderness to cleanse them from Egypt's grip, So have I led you into unfamiliar spaces to cleanse you of old mindsets, false identities, and the fear that tried to live rent-free in your soul. What you call delay, I call deliverance. And I have not sent angels to accuse you, I have sent them to restore you. My angels are not merely sent to shield, they are sent to rebuild. They carry pieces of your calling back into place. They brush off the dust from your gifts. They whisper reminders of what I've spoken over you. When shame tells you it's too late, they declare, "The Lord is not finished." When regret tries to claim you, they bring me your name and say, "This one still believes." Do not fear their presence. They have not come with judgment. They have come with scrolls of promise. I do not restore by rewinding time, I redeem it. I do not return you to what once was, I raise you into what never could have existed without this journey. The brokenness has created space for glory. The sorrow has carved depth in you that joy will soon overflow into. I will restore not just your circumstances, I will restore your laughter, your voice, your vision, your rest. You will dance again. You will dream again. You will lift your head and see the beauty I was preparing in the shadows. Child restoration is not a passive act. It is a declaration of war against the darkness that tried to silence you. When I restore, I proclaim to every principality, "This one is mine. This one will rise. This one will shine brighter for every tear they sowed in hope." That is why I have sent my angels not to observe you, but to execute restoration under my command. And they do not delay when I speak. They move at once, and they are moving now. So don't brace for more loss. Prepare for increase. Don't assume more stripping. Expect double portion. This is not the end of your story. It is the unfolding of the part where everything begins to make sense, where every wound becomes a window for my glory to shine through. I have seen what was broken, and I have declared, rebuild it. And what I declare is never denied. My child, I have not forgotten what I said to you. I have not misplaced my promise. I do not speak in haste, and I do not retract my word. What I whispered in the secret, what I revealed in moments of holy stillness, what stirred your heart like fire shut up in your bones, I will fulfill it, even if years have passed, even if nothing around you looks like what you saw, even if the dream feels buried under layers of doubt and delay. I, the Lord your God, will do what I said I would do. You wonder, but how, Lord? The path seems closed, the resources seem gone, the window seems to have closed long ago. But I remind you now, I am the one who opens doors no man can shut. I am the God who makes rivers in deserts, who calls forth life from barren wombs, who brings resurrection where others see decay. If I could bring water from a rock, I can bring breakthrough from your wilderness. If I could feed thousands with a handful of loaves, I can multiply what little remains in your hands. My angels have not forgotten either. They carry my decrees. They stand ready to perform the word I spoke over your life. When you feel like letting go, they are the ones placing my promise back into your spirit. When you cry, "But I've waited so long," they respond, "Yes, but God has not changed. You are not waiting in vain. You are being prepared to carry something greater than you can imagine. The promise has not died. It has only been hidden like a seed planted deep in the ground. Remember Abraham. Remember how he waited long beyond what seemed reasonable. Remember how Sarah laughed in unbelief, and still I was faithful. I visited her just as I said. I do not require perfect belief to move. I require surrendered hearts. Even when you waver, I am steady. Even when you doubt, I continue. My covenant with you does not depend on your strength, it flows from mine. And I do not grow weary. I do not forget. I do not falter in love. When the time comes, and child, it will come, my word will be like fire breaking through ice. The very thing you thought was over will erupt with life. The door will open and no one will understand how. You will see divine acceleration, not forced by man, but orchestrated by heaven. You will look back and realize every step, every tear, every season of silence was not wasted. It was alignment for glory. So lift your eyes again. Pick up the promise. Hold it even if your hands tremble. Say yes again. Believe again. For I, the Lord your God, do not lie. I do not tease. I do not forget. I fulfill. My child, I did not create you merely to survive life. I am preparing you for glory. I did not bring you this far just to keep your head above water. I called you to walk on it. I am not building a life that just gets by. I am constructing something that radiates my nature, my power, and my heart. You have felt like you're in survival mode, treading the waters of hardship, just trying to make it to tomorrow. But I say to you now, this is not where your story ends. This is where it begins again. I am raising you into maturity not through ease but through endurance. I am stripping away the shallow comforts so you may drink from deeper wells. The discomfort you feel is not death, it is birthing. And the groan you feel in your spirit is not despair, it is the sound of the Spirit interceding within you. I am enlarging your capacity, stretching your inner man, making space for a greater weight of glory than you've ever known before. The kind of glory that doesn't fade with emotion but abides with power. You were not designed to blend in. You were chosen to carry a divine distinction. That is why your path has been different. That is why the pruning has been deeper. That is why others may seem to move ahead, but I have kept you hidden for a time for a purpose. Do you not see? Hiddenness is not punishment. It is preservation. Even my son, before stepping into his public mission, spent 30 years hidden. Not because he wasn't ready, but because the appointed time had not yet come. And child, your time is approaching. My angels are part of that preparation. They are not only guarding you from harm, they are helping ready you for commissioning. They are aligning people, unlocking doors, strengthening weak areas, and uprooting every counterfeit that would hinder the true assignment I've written over your life. Even the closed doors have been strategic. Even the silence has been instructional. You are not missing out. You are being made ready. Let me remind you of this. I do not send children into battle without armor. I do not launch messengers without fire. I do not anoint leaders without wilderness. And you, yes, you have endured much. But I am turning every affliction into authority. The very things that made you weep in private will become weapons in your hands. The very pain that made you doubt will become prophetic compassion for others. You will not only overcome, you will lead others through the same fires you've passed. So don't just ask me for relief, ask me for revelation. Ask me to show you what I'm shaping in the silence. Ask me what you are carrying, not just what you're losing. For what I am birthing in you cannot be aborted by delay, nor stolen by darkness. It is sealed by my Spirit and surrounded by my angels, and nothing can stop what I have decreed. Lift your hands again, not in resignation, but in readiness. Say yes again, not to striving, but to surrender. I am not just sustaining you, I am launching you, and you will rise not merely as one who survived, but as one who carries my glory, my child. What I have planted in you is not small, it is not accidental, it is not disposable. I have sown eternal things into the soil of your soul, seeds of righteousness, vision, faith, mercy, and holy fire. Some of those seeds you remember receiving. Others were planted before you even understood what I was doing. But every one of them is intentional. Every one of them has purpose. And now I speak this truth over you. I have assigned angels to guard what I've planted in you. You have walked through storms that threatened to uproot everything. You have endured dry seasons where it felt like nothing would ever bloom again. You have looked at your life and wondered, did it all die? Did I lose the calling? Did I miss the window? But I say to you now with full authority, no. What I've planted is still alive. It may be hidden, it may be silent, it may be dormant, but it is not dead. And the reason it still remains is because I have placed heavenly guardians around it. My angels are not passive watchers, they are warriors of preservation. They stand at the gates of your soul with flaming swords, repelling every lie that tries to uproot what I've declared over you. They silence accusations from the enemy. They pull up weeds of shame and comparison. They water the soil with reminders of my word. They war in the spirit realm to ensure the roots grow deeper, stronger, unshakable, and they do not leave their post. When you are weary, they hold your arms. When you forget, they stir your memory. When you question your worth, they speak my truth again and again until it begins to settle in your bones. You are not just guarded, you are growing, and not in the way the world measures. You are growing in hiddenness, in holiness, in humility. I do not rush growth, I cultivate it, I protect it, I shield it from what would cause it to bear fruit too soon and collapse from the weight. You are still becoming. Even the wilderness serves a purpose. My son was led into the desert before he stepped into his ministry. The place of solitude became the place of strengthening. And for you too, the dry season is not wasted. It is where the roots are reaching deeper, where the distractions fall away, where the core is purified and made ready for harvest. The angels see it all. They've seen your tears as worship. They've seen your waiting as warfare. And they continue their assignment to guard what is holy in you. So do not fear losing what I've given. What comes from me cannot be taken by man. It cannot be killed by time. It cannot be canceled by circumstance. It is sealed, guarded, and preserved in my name. Let your heart rest in this assurance. I am watching over my word in you, and I will bring it to pass in its appointed time. Until then, the angels remain, and so do I. My child, I know there are days when your heart feels hollow, when you pray but hear no answer, when you worship but feel no warmth, when you wonder, God, are you still here? And though your emotions scream silence, I tell you now with unwavering certainty, I am closer than your feelings suggest. My nearness is not measured by sensation. It is measured by covenant. I do not drift like shadows across your mood. I remain. I dwell. I anchor myself beside you even when your soul forgets how to sense me. You've learned to associate my presence with fire, with revelation, with joy. And yes, I do come in those ways. But I also come in the stillness, in the breath between your sentences, in the quiet ache that still dares to hope. I am the God of thunder, yes, but I am also the whisper, the one who sits beside Elijah in the cave and speaks gently into weariness, the one who walks unrecognized beside two discouraged hearts on the road to Emmaus, revealing truth even when hidden from their eyes. My angels are close even when I seem quiet. They are stationed near you, not to replace my presence, but to reflect it. They carry fragments of my compassion. They act upon my instruction. They lift you when your strength disappears, and they whisper truths you often dismiss as your own thoughts. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. Those thoughts of sudden peace in chaos, that wave of stillness in the middle of torment, that's not your imagination. That's me through them reminding you that I have never left. You've wondered if distance means displeasure. But listen, my beloved, I am not moody. I am not shifting shadows. I do not withdraw. My love when you fail to feel it. Feelings are real, but they are not rulers. They were never meant to define truth. They are like the wind. They blow, they fade, they change. But I, the Lord your God, do not change. My presence is not fragile. It is constant, even in your doubt, even in your numbness, even when your mouth can't form prayers. I sit with you in silence, gathering your sighs as worship. Think of the woman with the issue of blood. She felt unworthy to even speak to me. She crawled through a crowd, unsure, afraid. But her trembling hand touched my robe, and that was enough. I didn't need a grand entrance. I didn't require a perfect declaration. I stopped for her because I felt her nearness. I feel yours too. Every time you whisper my name, every time you choose me, even in confusion, every time you show up with nothing but a broken hallelujah, I feel it, and I come close. So do not rely on the rise and fall of emotion to tell you where I am. Let my word define your reality. Let my covenant quiet your storms. I am Emmanuel, God with you, not just in light, but in shadow, not just in clarity, but in mystery, and not one moment of your life passes outside of my presence. You are still held, still loved, still covered, even now. My child, this is not just another day. This is not just another moment in time. This is the hour I am awakening your spirit. I am stirring places within you that have slept beneath the weight of disappointment, fear, and delay. I am calling forth the embers you thought were cold and gone. I am breathing life into dreams you buried to survive. What you feel now, the restlessness, the ache, the stirring deep in your bones, is not confusion. It is the call of your Creator saying, "Rise. It is time." You were not created for numbness. You were not called to live under a blanket of survival. You are my child, and you carry my breath within you. I am awakening not only your gifts, but your boldness. I am reviving your spiritual senses, the ability to see with clarity, to hear my whisper again, to discern what is of me and what is not. Where confusion once ruled, I am bringing precision. Where fear reigned, I am restoring peace. This is a holy moment, and I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for your yes. My angels are already in motion, clearing distractions, cutting off entanglements, exposing counterfeit comforts. They are not here to entertain. They are here to prepare. Because what is coming requires a spirit that is alert, a soul that is anchored, and a heart that burns for me above all else. This awakening is not emotional hype. It is the deep rumbling of destiny rising from within. It is my spirit reactivating every word spoken over your life. Do not resist the shaking. The things that tremble now are not your foundation. They are what I am removing. Let them fall. Let the false identities break. Let the unworthy attachments be severed. I am not taking from you. I am freeing you. The weight you feel is not burden. It is glory forming. The tension is not failure. It is spiritual birth. And yes, birth is painful, but it is also beautiful. It is where what was hidden becomes visible. And I tell you now, what I placed in you will not die in the womb. It will live. You've said, "I'm tired, Lord." And I say, yes, but you are still breathing. And if you are still breathing, it means I'm not finished. Even the valley you've walked through has been part of the awakening. Even the silence has tuned your ears. Even the delay has strengthened your core. Now I call your name again, not with anger, but with urgency, not with pressure, but with promise. This is the hour. The veil is lifting, the sound is shifting, and I am awakening what I never meant to stay asleep. Lift your eyes. I am moving. Lift your heart. I am near. You will no longer walk in confusion. You will walk in commissioning. You will not merely survive. You will burn with purpose. My angels are surrounding you. My spirit is within you, and my hand is upon you. Rise, beloved. Your awakening is now. My child, I did not begin this good work in you only to abandon it halfway. I am not like man who starts with excitement and fades with time. I am the Lord your God, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the finisher. What I spoke over your life in the secret place, I am watching over in the open. What I planted in tears, I will cause to bloom in joy. What I began in weakness, I will crown in strength. I finish what I start. You may feel unfinished. You may look at your life and see 1,000 loose ends, unanswered prayers, broken pieces scattered across seasons of pain. But I see the tapestry. I see the masterpiece. I see the lines you can't trace yet, the ones I'm still weaving with precision and love. Your process is not proof of my absence. It's evidence of my craftsmanship. Do not judge the story while you're still in the middle chapters. I am still writing, and I do not waste ink. You've said, "But I failed, Lord." Yes, but I never asked you to finish in your own strength. My grace is sufficient. My power is made perfect in weakness. You've cried, "I'm too far behind." And I say, "You are right on time." You've whispered, "I don't know how to move forward." And I answer, "Take my hand. I'll lead you." My angels are already ahead of you, preparing the path, lighting torches in the dark, disarming traps the enemy set while you slept. They are not waiting for your perfection. They move at the sound of my voice, and I have already spoken favor over you. You are not behind schedule. You are in divine pacing. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. I know how to finish what I've started, even when the world forgets, even when others walk away, even when you no longer believe in yourself. I remain. I remain faithful. I remain true to my word. I remain committed to the promise we started together. And even when your grip grows weak, mine never does. Look at Noah. He built for years, mocked by men, yet preserved by obedience. Look at Joseph. Betrayed and forgotten in prison, yet not a day late for the dream to come to pass. Look at Peter. He denied me, yet I still called him to lead. I do not throw away those I've chosen. I redeem, I restore. And yes, I finish. So let this truth settle deep. I have not changed my mind about you. The calling remains. The vision still lives. The timeline is still under my command. You may feel weary, but I'm still writing. You may feel empty, but I'm still pouring. You may feel delayed, but I am building a foundation that will last. I am the finisher, and your story is still unfolding. My beloved child, what I am building in you is not just for today. It is not merely for this season or for your personal comfort. What I am shaping, planting, refining, and releasing through you carries weight far beyond your years. I am a generational God. I see beyond your lifetime. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I am writing your name into a legacy that will ripple through time. You are part of a divine lineage, and what I build in you will bless generations you may never see with your eyes. That's why the process has felt heavy. That's why the pruning has gone deeper than you expected. Because what I'm laying within you must withstand the pressure of legacy. The decisions you make in obedience now are shaping spiritual inheritance. The healing I'm doing in your bloodline is not only for your peace, but for the freedom of your children and their children after them. You're breaking chains you didn't start. You're tilling ground that was left hardened, and I am standing with you in it all. My angels are not only positioned around your present, they are assigned to the fruit of your obedience. They go before your children. They war for your descendants. They carry blessings down through your lineage as instructed by my voice. When you choose me now in worship and sacrifice and trust, you are not just building a life. You are building an altar. You are placing stones in the foundation of a legacy that will not be shaken. Do you remember Hannah? She cried out in anguish, but her cry gave birth to a prophet who would shape a nation. Remember Ruth. Her loyalty in obscurity placed her in the bloodline of a king. And David, though imperfect, left a heart-centered legacy that led straight to my son. And now you, yes, you are being woven into that same redemptive story. What you surrender now becomes strength for those who come after you. What you conquer now becomes covering for others who walk under your name. Don't be discouraged by what feels slow. Foundation work is always deep, always hidden, always weighty, but it is also holy. You may not yet see the full picture, but heaven does. Every prayer you've prayed over your family recorded, every sacrifice you've made in secret remembered, every spiritual battle you've endured honored, and nothing you've done in obedience will fall to the ground. I will multiply it. I will preserve it. I will breathe upon it with resurrection life. So dream bigger than your own lifetime. Walk with the awareness that your yes today is setting fire to a path for others to follow. Let your hands build what your grandchildren will dance in. Let your faith shake the dust off generations. Let your tears water fields you may never harvest but which will bloom in my perfect time. I am not just writing your story. I am writing a legacy, and your name will not be forgotten before me. My child, I have watched you shrink back, not out of disobedience but out of exhaustion. You've held your tongue when you used to speak boldly. You've hesitated when you once stepped forward without fear. I've seen the doubt creep in, not about me, but about yourself. You began to wonder, am I still useful? Am I still chosen? Has the weight of life silenced the voice you gave me? But I say to you now, I am restoring your voice. I am restoring your authority. Your silence was not failure, it was survival, and I honored it. I held you close when you had no strength left to declare my promises. But now the tide is turning. I am breathing into those dry places. I am calling your voice out of hiding, not just so you can speak again, but so you can speak with power. The voice I placed in you was never meant for echo chambers. It was designed to break strongholds, to declare truth, to shift atmospheres in rooms where deception once ruled. I am reawakening the mantle you laid down when hope grew thin. I am reigniting the passion that once roared like fire, but has since flickered under layers of fatigue and fear. My angels have been guarding that flame. They've stood over your calling like watchmen over a royal scroll. They have not let it be erased. They've kept your spiritual inheritance intact even when you tried to forget it. And now, at my command, they are rolling it out again before your feet. The time has come to pick up what you laid down. Do you remember Moses? He doubted his voice too. He said he was slow of speech, unqualified, too broken to lead. But I chose him anyway, not because of his eloquence, but because of his obedience. And I choose you now in the same way. I do not need your perfection. I only need your yes. Your voice is not weak, it's been weathered. And weathered voices carry authority that shallow noise can never imitate. Your authority does not come from titles or platforms. It comes from the anointing I've placed within you. It flows from the oil of intimacy with me, and that oil has not run dry. In fact, in the pressing you've endured, more oil has been released. Now is the time to use it. Speak again, sing again, declare again, pray with fire again. Call down my promises again, not timidly but boldly, as one who knows they are loved and sent. My angels are ready to partner with your voice. As you speak what I've placed in your mouth, they move. As you declare truth in places that have known only lies, they establish it. They do not respond to noise, they respond to the voice of faith. And that faith, even the size of a mustard seed, will shake foundations when it is spoken with trust. This is the hour, I say to you, child. Open your mouth and I will fill it. Speak not as one seeking approval, but as one sent in my name. You are not silenced, you are sent. And the world needs what I've placed in you. My child, now is the time to step forward, not because you feel ready, not because everything around you makes sense, but because I am with you. I go before you. I walk beside you. I surround you behind and ahead. The promise I spoke over you is no longer a distant hope, it is becoming reality. I have watched you grow through the wilderness. I have seen your roots deepen in the dry soil of delay. I have tested your heart and refined your faith. Now I say, step in. The time has come. Do not let fear convince you that you're still unworthy. You are not who you used to be. You have been reshaped in the waiting. You have been forged in quiet obedience. The doors I'm opening now will not require striving. They will require trust. You won't need to force your way in. I will lead you through with favor. You won't need to pretend you have all the answers. I will speak through you. Just walk. Just say yes. Just take the first step and watch me establish the ground beneath you. The angels I have assigned to your life are already in motion. They are clearing the path. They are silencing opposition. They are whispering strategy and strength. When you move in faith, they accelerate what I have already set in place. The moment you obey, doors will shift. Hearts will turn. Resources will align. Not because you made it happen, but because heaven has gone before you. You are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into fulfillment. Think of Joshua. He stood at the edge of the Jordan with a generation behind him and a promise before him. And I told him to be strong and courageous, not because he had the strength, but because I would be with him. I say the same to you now. Be strong, be courageous, for I, the Lord your God, will never leave you. Every promise I have made is tied to my presence, and my presence does not waver. You've wondered if the promise still stands. You've questioned if your mistakes disqualified you. But listen, my child. My promise is not based on your perfection. It is based on my character. And I do not lie. I do not break covenant. What I said I will do. What I planted I will cause to grow. What I opened no man can shut. And what I have set before you now is holy. Walk carefully. Walk joyfully, but above all, walk with me. This is not the end of the road. This is the beginning of everything I've been preparing. Step into the land I've marked for you. Possess what I have already paid for. Walk in the anointing that has been patiently maturing. You are not too late. You are not too small. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And now it's time to cross over. My beloved, now that you have heard my voice, let us seal this moment in prayer. Not the kind of prayer that strives to be eloquent, but the kind that opens the deepest places of your soul. Come to me just as you are tired or full broken or whole doubting or believing. I do not require performance. I desire presence. Return to me with your whole heart and I will meet you right there in the honesty of surrender. Say to me now, Lord, I come to you. I bring every part of me, the strong, the weak, the hidden, the ashamed. I bring the memories I haven't spoken aloud, the pain I've buried, the dreams I no longer dare to pray for. And I lay them at your feet, not because I am good, but because you are. Not because I understand, but because I trust. I hear you, child, and I welcome you into the sanctuary of my embrace. Let every wall come down. Let every false identity fall. Let every fear lose its grip. You are safe here. This is holy ground. This is the place where I take ashes and give beauty, where I take weariness and give rest, where I take regret and give redemption. I am not pointing fingers. I am opening arms. I am not counting your sins. I am healing your soul. And even now, my angels stand in awe, watching a heart return home. Continue with me. Father, restore my faith. Restore my fire. Restore my childlike wonder. Help me trust you again, not just with my eternity, but with my present. Help me rest in what you've already finished. Forgive me for when I've tried to do this without you. Forgive me for letting fear lead. I choose right now to follow your voice again, to believe again, to begin again. My child, I receive your prayer not with hesitation, but with joy. This is the sound that echoes through heaven. This is the kind of prayer that moves mountains, not because of volume, but because of surrender. My angels carry your words now like incense before my throne. And I respond not only with grace, but with movement, with restoration, with renewal. You will not leave this moment the same. Something has shifted, something has broken open, and it is good. My child, your voice has reached me. Every word you prayed, even the ones you couldn't fully form, I received them. Not one syllable was missed, not one tear ignored. I have heard you, and I have chosen you still. Before your first breath, I called you mine. And even now, after all you've walked through, after every high and low, after every moment you questioned your worth, I speak this over you again. You are still chosen. You may wonder, how could you still choose me, Lord, after all the times I've hesitated, after all the fear, after all the wandering? But I remind you, my love is not transactional. My call is not fragile. My purpose for you has never depended on your flawless performance. It depends on my unwavering faithfulness, and I have not changed. I have not withdrawn. I have not revoked the promise. You are not a second thought. You are not an aftershock. You are not a backup plan. You are my beloved child, the one I delight in, and I have called you not just to hear my voice, but to carry it. You are not only forgiven, you are commissioned. You are not just restored, you are released. You are not just healed, you are anointed. This is not a place to end. This is the place you step forward again, not in your own strength, but in the strength of my Spirit. My angels rejoice with you even now. They witnessed your breaking, and now they witness your rising. They were with you in silence, and now they accompany you in surrender. Heaven has marked this day, this turning point, this holy returning. The weight you carried has lifted. The shame that haunted you has broken. The identity you lost is being rewritten by my own hand. You are stepping out of the shadows, not as one disqualified, but as one called by name. So now walk in the light, walk in truth, walk in grace. Let the old garments fall. Let the lies go. Let the fear dissolve in my presence, and take up what I give freely: purpose, peace, protection, and power. My Spirit will teach you. My word will anchor you. My angels will go before you, and my love will never fail you. Not ever. And if ever you begin to doubt again, if ever the lies try to creep back in, return to this truth. I have heard you. I have chosen you. I am with you, and I will never let you go. My child, now rise, not in your own name, but in mine. Go now in peace, not as one uncertain, not as one condemned, but as one covered. You are covered by my presence, wrapped in my righteousness, shielded by my angels, and held by the everlasting arms that have never let you go. This peace I give is not like the world's. It is not shallow, not fleeting. It is deep, unshakable, and rooted in my covenant. You are walking forward, not alone, but commissioned. Everywhere you go from this moment carries the imprint of this encounter. You have not merely listened, you have aligned. You have not only wept, you have worshipped. And now I clothe you with garments of praise, instead of mourning with authority, instead of confusion with joy, instead of despair. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you. And because of that, you walk with resurrection in your bones. My angels will remain stationed around your life. They are not leaving now that this moment ends. They will go with you into your days. They will whisper truth when the world lies. They will strengthen you when you feel weak. They will shield you when darkness tries to encroach. And they will celebrate every time you speak my name, every time you say yes, every time you trust me again. You are no longer who you were. You are not your past. You are not your failure. You are not your fear. You are mine, and mine alone. What I begin, I finish. What I speak, I accomplish. What I promise, I fulfill. And I have promised to never leave you, never forsake you, never cast you aside. That promise remains. Go now, not back into striving, but into surrender. Not into noise, but into clarity. Not into perfection, but into presence. Let every step you take from this moment be a response to love, not a reaction to fear. Let every word from your mouth carry the fragrance of grace. Let your life become the proof of what I can do with a willing heart. This is not the end, it is only the beginning. The chapter is turning, the winds are shifting, and your spirit is awakening to walk in full communion with me. Your hands are anointed, your feet are ordered, your voice is blessed, your heart is guarded. Go forth in peace. You are covered, you are sealed, you are blessed, you are mine. Amen.